Howdy, y'all. Ain't been on in a few months, but I figured, what the hell, I'll get on and talk about some stuff. Uh, Somebody hacked my Facebook account. I lost it. Took all my pictures. Took the account, slowly. And once I lost control of it, they put malware on there, and actually it was ransomware. They actually contacted me and said $50 for your Facebook back. I'm like, keep it, whatever. Nothing on there I need. So I don't have Facebook. I don't have Messenger. So a lot of y'all that I was talking to out there on Messenger, I don't do it anymore. And that's why I don't have it. I won't have Facebook. I won't deal with them. I won't give them the time of day anymore. Because I think by not doing anything about this, I contacted them as best I could, and they said, well, he's not violating any what's that called? Facebook, the gosh darn it, y'all, what is it? Any part of their policy or whatever, standards, whatever it is. He wasn't violating, I'm like, he stole my Facebook. It's not about him violating or not. He stole my Facebook. So anyway, I can go on for days about this because it was so bizarre. Everything was so bizarre in the whole situation. So I just let him have it. I let him destroy it. Now it doesn't even exist anymore. I don't think, anyway. I can't find it. So you can look me up on Signal. I'm on Signal if you want to look me up there and connect with me on there. Otherwise, here we are on YouTube. And I might find another one because I'm slowly being unimpressed by YouTube as well. So a lot has happened in the last few months. I've gone through a lot. I mean, I've put on, what, 10, 20,000 miles. So I've seen coast to coast a couple of different times since I've been on. And I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of wrecks. I've seen a lot of different storms. Got to see a tornado. Got to, see some friends, in different states at the different terminals I go to. But nothing takes precedence over what I saw a couple of days ago, and it scared the holy hell out of me. It was terrifying. And what it was is a guy stopped at back in, where did this happen? Alabama. If you go across from West Texas all the way to the East Coast, and maybe up into Kentucky and all that area, there's a lot of 4-lane divided highways that are 65 and 70 mile an hour, and they have stop signs and stoplights, and they have side roads coming into them. And most of those side roads have dedicated turn lanes. Try my best not to look here. Try to look up there. Don't make fun of me. I got to retrain myself how to make videos. What a ding dong. Anyway, yeah, they have dedicated turn lanes and dedicated run-up lanes. When you turn out from a side road onto the sorry about that. I'm looking at a mechanic shop and I just saw flames. That's never good. Anyway, they got a turn lanes and run-up lanes. When you turn onto it, you get to run up and get up to 65 miles an hour and merge into traffic. Well, when you're at the stop sign waiting to turn onto that high-speed road, if that turn lane's full, your sight to the left is blocked. You can't see oncoming traffic, and this guy couldn't. And it was he and a little girl. He was driving, and a little girl. He's probably mid-30s, or early 30s to mid-30s, and he's driving with a little 7-year-old girl in the passenger seat. And he pulls right out in front of a heavy-duty GMC, fully loaded with all the tools. A construction worker had all his tools and stuff in the back of the bed, and he hits her at 65 miles an hour and T-bones her in the driver's side. Hits him right in the door and crushes him. And then it went right out. It tore right through the car, and it just went right through the car and went out the other side, kind of out the back. He kind of veered off to the rear of the car. Well, I got there, car's smashed, tore up, the truck's upside down, the little girl's out and sitting on the tailgate of another guy's car, and the driver of the pickup who T-boned, he was not at fault. The guy that pulled out in front, he was at fault. But the guy that the driver, he pulled out, or he crawled out of his truck while it's upside down and just laid on his back and just laid in the middle of the road there because he was in pain. But the guy that got T-boned, the driver, he was laying over the passenger side, bleeding out on the passenger seat, but he was still alive. I jumped in there and asked him, I said, "Hey, buddy, can you hear me? Can you hear me?" He he just painful. I told him he'd been in a wreck and he needs to calm his heart rate and slow down, slow his breathing and all that. I don't think he understood me, but it seemed like he was hardly breathing anyway. So, well, they pulled him out. He had broken legs, broken bones. Side of his head was all caved in from the truck hitting him, and he was in a little. My wife told me what this was. A sedan? No, a compact, a 4-door compact, a small car, and it messed him up pretty bad. Well, they got him and hauled him off. And then they had the other guy under control. So I'm looking around. What could I do? Get a broom, start sweeping, whatever. I'm blocked in. I can't. The highway shut down, and I'm just 2 cars back from the accident. So I go over and I want to know how that little girl's doing. If she's okay, she's just been in a horrific accident, untouched. She didn't have a bruise. She had a little bit of blood on her leg where he laid over on her leg because she was in the passenger seat. The airbag didn't even touch her because she's belted into the seat and it's moved all the way back. It's a side impact, so all she had was a little bit of bruising from that belt buckle, from the seat belt, completely untouched, shaken up like crazy. So one of the ladies asked her, "What's your dad's name?" They're trying to figure out what the dad's name is because they can't find ID or nothing. And this is where the terrifying part of the whole story just settles in. It made everybody shut up. She looked up at her and said, "I don't know that man. He's not my daddy." And everybody just kind of started looking at each other like, what the hell is this about, And, well, why were you in his car? Well, he picked me up down by my house. The little girl said that. He picked me up down by my house. So I turned around and beat feet over to the police officer that's taking the report and trying to sort out all the confusion. And I told him, I said, "This is what this little girl just said to all of us standing there. She don't know that guy. Has no clue who he is, or just got in his car because the guy evidently said, 'Come on, let's go.' Probably your mommy wants you or your daddy wants her or something. I don't know." Well, she knew who her mommy was, and they got her on the phone. And they recontacted, or they contacted mom, and she recontacted. They got together. Mom and daughter were on their way. The police took the girl into custody, put her in the back of the car, and he was heading to the police station. I guess that's where mom was heading too. But that just terrified the hell out of me. I'm like, good God, man, this guy pulled out in front. Thank God. I hope the guy lives. I don't want. If he's a kidnapper or whatever, and he does bad things to kids, he needs to see his day in court. But holy moly, if indeed the guy kidnapped the girl and then pulled out, what kind of luck is that? She's untouched. He's completely destroyed. The guy that T-boned him is kind of banged up, but he got himself on the gurney. I guess he even helped tie down some of his legs so he wouldn't fall off. It was hilarious. I heard the paramedics say, no, sir, we got this. Lay down. So he went to the hospital. And then they started cleaning everything up, and they cleared the traffic, and I skedaddled out of there. I got the heck out of there because of course I got a load to haul. But I have never seen anything so terrifying in my life. Double fold. The wreck itself was amazing, and then the little girl not knowing anybody, not knowing the guy that was driving the car that she was in. So that was really kind of crazy. Anyway, seen a lot of stuff out there, and I figured I better get on here and get that off my chest because I can't hardly go to bed without thinking of it. It was a crazy scene. I've never seen a car ripped in half. I've seen a lot of accidents. I've seen a lot of rollovers. I've seen trucks upside down in ditches, semi trucks, 18-wheelers. There's a road going up over the mountain north of Biggs Junction in Oregon. It goes up over the mountain, and the road, they had to build the road up because it's a box canyon. It's bam, right there, right? And they got the road going through it, and on this side it's deep, and it comes up to the road, and it comes across. And when I say deep, it's 20 feet deep, every bit of 20 feet deep. And I saw a truck upside down. I was driving up that road, and I look over, and I see 18 wheels pointing straight up. The truck drove off and just flipped right upside down and into that ditch. And I guess they said, well, forget about this. I guess this was last winter. No, 2 winters ago, up there in Washington. So the road was snowpacked, and he slid off, and boom, here he goes. And he obviously wasn't there because, hey man, my foot got stuck. But yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff out there on the road. But this one that I saw yesterday, or a couple days ago, my God, it takes the cake. It takes the cake. That was scary. You know, when I was a firefighter back there in California for, I think, a year and a half, 2 years, I put a lot of people in body bags. A few people. I shouldn't say a lot of people because, you know, paramedics put a lot of people in body bags. In a year and a half to 2 years, between a year and a half and 2 years that I was a firefighter, I probably put like between 5 and 10 people in body bags, and that's a lot of people for somebody who doesn't do it all the time. But I've seen a lot of. We extricated an old woman one time out of a car and she was beat right straight to hell, and her car was all messed up, but she wasn't as bad as this. You know, we put that one guy that my wife had to drive me to the incident because. What the hell was that for? I can't remember. Oh, it was right around the corner from our house. Guy rolls his car down into the bank, and early in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and he finally starts a fire so somebody knows he's down there because nobody knew he was down there, and then somebody called in a fire. So we go to a fire and find a guy upside down in his truck. In the bed of his truck was a bunch of gasoline, and he's out here starting fires to get somebody's attention. He about blew himself to smithereens, but we got him out of there and got the fire out and got the truck pulled out and all that stuff. But still wasn't as bad as what I saw a couple days ago. Unreal. I mean, the kid that lived across the street from us had a little, what was that? That little red, I think it was a Camaro. I think it was a late model Camaro when they still had a square back to them. And hell, he and 2 girls, I think, were in that car, and they were flying down the road and coming up, and they went around a corner and slid sideways. That was almost as bad as this. I mean, they slid sideways into the bumper of a fully loaded dump truck and killed all 3 of them. But they were killed like that. No pain whatsoever. That was an open shut case. That was easy. You know, they still wasn't as bad as what I saw a couple days ago. Anyway, I thought I'd get on here, and hopefully that helps to get that off my chest, and hopefully that allows me to, you know, just rest and sleep at night. These kind of things hang on my chest, or hang with me when I see bad stuff like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just just how I tick, how I'm built. But I hope everybody out there is having a good time, and I'll try to make videos a little bit more and more. So, oh, you know what? Before I go, maybe I should say this. If you see a truck coming down the road, we can't stop. Don't pull out. If you see a pickup truck, you know, like a full-size pickup truck coming down the road at 65 miles an hour, they can't stop either. I mean, they're every bit of 6,000 pounds or more. They can't stop because, first of all, they only got 4 wheels on the ground. 18-wheelers have 18 wheels on the ground. They got 10 brakes, stopping 18 wheels. They can stop a little more efficient than those little pickups, you know, the full-size pickups. So don't pull out in front of them either. Also, if you're going down the road at 65 miles an hour and a truck is fixing to come off of one of them side roads, if you're less than 12 seconds from reaching that truck, heads up. There's a lot of rookies out here on the road I've seen a couple times in just the last the last week, rookies pulling out in front of people, and they don't have 12 seconds worth of clear road to their left. That's not dangerous, that's deadly. That is going to get somebody killed, and actually it gets people killed on a daily basis, people pulling out. Got a lot of rookies that don't understand the 12-second turn rule. If you don't have 12 seconds worth of clear traffic in either direction, they don't go. Well, I don't go. Because it takes every bit from standing still to putting it in gear, or standing still, it's already in gear, standing still to starting to move, to make the turn, to get straightened out, it takes every bit of 12 seconds. And that's actually stepping on it. If you got an old school driver, like my mom and dad, they'd take 15, probably 20 seconds to make that turn to get out there because they're fully loaded, you know. Like right now, I'm at 70, what was that, 76,200 pounds. That's going to take a little bit to get going, right? But 12 seconds to get straight. When I get straight, 12 to 15 seconds later, I'm only doing 20 miles an hour. Now it's going to take me quite a while to get up to speed. So don't get mad when we're out there and we're big, dumb, and slow, you know, because that's what we are out there on the road, just big, dumb, slow trucks. Yeah, don't get mad. Get over. You see one coming out and making the move to start getting out, get over. Clear your lane, clear your left lane, and get over. Give us a little bit of room. And the rookies out there, good God, man, don't pull out until you got 12 seconds because there's people's lives at stake. And I have a feeling, I'm going to research a little bit, but I have a feeling what I saw a couple days ago, I don't think that guy survived. You know, he was, you can see the side of his head, the left side of his head was completely deformed from the impact. Yeah, there's people's lives at stake. Don't pull out in front of people. Don't brake check trucks. So anyway, I'm gonna go make me a salad because it's way too damn late. It's 10 o'clock. No, it's not. It's almost 11. What time is it? I hit 23:34 right now where I'm at. So I'm gonna make me a salad and go to sleep. Probably watch a movie and then go to sleep. I know there's something else I was supposed to tell y'all. I do this. Oh, that's right. I'm glad I remembered. I met a guy out there in Oregon. I took 95 north through Oregon. I met a guy at a little casino, a little truck stop casino, and he goes on YouTube. You got to go check him out. He goes by what is that? Modoc Roughstock. He is the coolest dude I have ever seen out here on the road. Just kind of a, you know, I don't want to call him an old codger, but he's a couple years older than I am, and happy birthday to me. I just turned 51. But anyway, he just gets out there, and when he's out there doing, he I guess he does these drilling jobs or whatever, geotech drilling maybe, I don't know. But when he's in these little towns, he'll get on there and say, "Hey, it's Modoc. You know, this is where we're at, and this is what I saw." And he just pretty much spreads the love. He's just as cool as it gets, man. And you know, shout out there to Modoc, and I hope you're doing okay. When I get out there, I'm going to stop by and see you, or wherever you're at, you know. Hopefully you're at the house there. I got to stop by and see that boat. Holy crap, that's a big old boat that's parked out front. It, I guess, is a restaurant or something like that. They turned into a restaurant. So I'm going to go out there and see that, and hopefully run into him. He's really cool to sit down and have a beer with. He's just one of the most down home fellas you ever meet. So anyway, I am. Oh, and check out Tanner Holmes. He is a I think he's still in the midget sprint, or the mini sprint, midget sprints. The mini sprints, I think they're called. He's a up and coming race car driver, and he's really good. You go out there and look at, or go on YouTube and watch Tanner Holmes. What cracks me up about this kid is, see, I grew up with his family, and when I saw him on there, I'm like, check that out. This is that cool. he gets on camera and he talks as if he talks just like those guys that have been in NASCAR for years. It just rolls off his tongue. He just waxes elegant about what his car's doing, what he needs to do, why he won a race, why he lost a race, whatever, you know. But he doesn't get too emotional about it. He puts his shoulder into it, digs his heels in, and tries his best to win the next race. So Tanner Holmes and Modoc Roughstock, go check them out on YouTube. You'll love them. I'm gonna get a salad and go to bed. I'm talked out. Have a nice one.